Did you know that if you're always feeling anxiety, fear, doubt, those things are a symptom of what could be called a scarcity mindset? And there's some other things that go with that too. Never enough time, never enough friends, never enough energy, and always feeling like the world is against you a little bit. I know that place well because I lived there for many, many, many years and still occasionally live there for a few moments till I pull myself back to a different way of thinking. It's not a fun place to live, but that is the way that a lot of us were raised. It's the thinking that we were raised with and taught, so it's natural that we have embraced it. It's also human nature to focus on the negative things in the world instead of the positive things. If you look at the news every day, what is it that we're talking about? Oh my gosh, doom and gloom, right? So it's just a choice of how you view the world. And what happened to me is I got sick and tired of living in a state of fear and dread and anxiety where things just always went wrong. And I just expected the next thing to go wrong. And I expected the car to break down. And I expected the dog to get sick and have to go to spend all my extra money on vet bills, or I've never had enough energy to get done what I wanted to do. And a whole series of events in my life led up to the point of me saying, you know what, I'm not, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way, and I'm not going to do this anymore. So I'm going to do whatever I need to do to find that next way. And here's what I know is that when you make a decision not to tolerate things in your life anymore, then the universe, the world around you rises up to help support that decision and open the doorway for the next thing to happen. So you could have been struggling, being comfortably uncomfortable in a situation that you're in. And I just love that term, comfortably uncomfortable, because it describes where so many people are at. They don't really like the situation or some of the circumstances that are going on in their lives, but they're tolerating them. They're putting up with them. Maybe they have a job that pays them enough to get by and they have some tenure there, but they don't like the job. The job doesn't feed their soul. And every day they're a little bit miserable going to it. So they're comfortably uncomfortable. Maybe it's a relationship that you're in that in your heart of hearts isn't working out, but you also know that to shift and make a change in that relationship is going to be a lot of work. It's going to be some effort, and it's just easier to not go there. But that's not doing yourself a service, a good service. And one of the reasons we're always afraid to go there is because we're fearful of maybe it'll be worse than what it is now. Maybe I won't like that. And that, again, is symptoms of a scarcity mindset. So what happened for me? I began to learn, the first thing I began to learn was about gratitude. And we hear a lot about gratitude in our world, but I don't think that we really take seriously or understand the power of gratitude. Gratitude is just not words of, oh, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. No, gratitude is actually the feeling that comes with those things. The feeling of appreciation, the feeling of love that comes with being surrounded by beautiful things. I'm in appreciation of my amazing fresh flowers that are behind me today, because it's a sign that spring is coming sometime soon. And it makes me feel happy and joyful that I know that better, warmer days are ahead. So gratitude is as much the feeling that we get, or is more the feeling that we get than the words that we say. And if you got up this morning, if you woke up this morning, then have gratitude that you're alive, that you're breathing, that you have today to choose a new perspective. So look around you. Oh my gosh, you can probably hear my little kitten is chasing his jingle bell through the house. The things that happen when you don't think about when you're going live on a video. So he's having fun, and I'm really super grateful for that kitty because he's brought a lot of joy into our lives. So I'm going to just let him roll his jingle bell around. So once I learned about gratitude, then I learned about the neuroscience of the brain and how the neuroscience of the brain, actually our brain is the biggest supercomputer that there is. And it works faithfully and diligently to create whatever we tell it to create. So if our minds are always saying, oh, I don't have enough energy, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, oh my gosh, every time I get some extra money, an extra expense comes along and the money goes out the door. Well, guess what? Then that is what our brain is going to work overtime to create more situations of. So what we focus on, what we think about, those are the things that the neuroscience of the brain works to create. There's been lots of scientific studies done on this. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of the leading experts in these studies, but if you look at, there's many other scientific studies out there, as well as the neuroscience studies that just show that our thoughts create synapses in the brain, and the more synapses we create in certain ways, then that becomes like a groove worn deep in the brain. So when we've been living in a scarcity mindset all of our lives, those grooves are worn very deeply. So starting with gratitude starts rewiring some new things, and then starting with being careful about choosing the thoughts that we're thinking. So when we recognize a scarcity thought, we recognize a thought of being stressed or fearful about a situation in our lives, or not having enough energy or enough time. Wow, I know a lot of people right now who are feeling like, I don't have enough time to create what I want in this world. I have a short amount of time and I have to get it done. Well, no, you have all the time in the world to get it done. You are being supported. Your time is being used efficiently and abundantly. So when you can start to think from that perspective, that's the synapses that begin to be reinforced in your thinking and create more situations that support that way of thinking. So shifting, being careful to carefully select the thoughts that we're thinking so that they support what we want to reflect and see in our life. I want you to think about the thought that if every word that came out of your mouth was a literal instruction to create something in your world, would you be more careful about what you say? You know, I see people post things on Facebook that are like slamming themselves about things, or, you know, negative things. And I just want to say to those people, do you not know you're reinforcing those things being in your reality because of putting it out there in the world? So stop that energy. Stop creating the things that you don't want by talking about them, and let go of that and start talking about embracing the things that you do want to invite into your world. Now, the next step of thoughts is actions, and we're going to just follow this through a minute. If you believe that you are not worthy enough, or that you can't find a partner that fits who you are and loves you and embraces you for who you are, if you don't truly believe that you can find that person out there, then your actions and habits in the dating world are going to reflect that. You're not going to talk to the person who might be that perfect partner for you because in the core you're feeling unworthy and like that you don't deserve that person. So choosing different thoughts here and embracing shifting to new beliefs of, you know what, I am worthy and I do deserve to have the love and support that I want in my life, or I do deserve to have the job that supports me in really being able to use all of my creativity and talents. And when we begin thinking in those directions, then we act in those directions. Our actions reinforce our thoughts, but it all begins with those seed of thoughts. And then we move to the actions. And those actions then, when we shift and change our actions, we're inviting in new outcomes and new results. So it's a process. When we have habits ingrained so deeply of thinking in one way, it's a process to begin to shift. So I am doing something I haven't done before. I'm inviting you to a free class on learning to embrace abundance. And I'm super excited about this because it's really my opportunity to give back to the world on the path that it was for me in learning abundance, and really just the opportunity for you to learn how to embrace abundance in your world. So this class is free to all of those who commit to participating live in the class. It starts a week from today, and there's 3 sessions of it, so 3 Tuesdays. Now, if you miss the class, the video replay of it will be for sale once the class is done. But I really, really want to pack out this class and want everybody who wants this learning at a better cost. You can't find a better cost than that, right? A better investment. It's an investment of your time, and it's going to be worth your time to make that investment. So please join me, and I'd love to have you along on this journey of embracing abundance and inviting in beautiful things into our world instead of always looking at things through the perspective of lack. So going to embrace that there's going to be a lot of folks who are interested in shifting their mindset as well. This is a perfect opportunity to learn. So send me a note, reach out to me, register for the class, and I'm excited to see you there. Bye-bye.